Far away from the round ball of earth are stars which appear as tiny dots of light, but which are in truth each bigger than your quite tiny ball of rock. Because these lights appear to be natural bright specks in the night sky, no one on the rock questioned the Spacetoid, even though last time it appeared in the sky it caused total annihilation of the civilizations then flourishing on Earth. Consequently, no one really paid attention to the few who aroused alarm about its anticipated sadistic looming nearing. Consequently, no one but some few cared very much when things came falling. And fall they did. Tiny lights began to fall out of the sky. Certainly pests, but not a concern to the numb masses. Making mountains out of molehills, doubters asked questions, and a great part of the caring ones told the stories they remembered, and started a world war on the level of CIA disinformers and truth-tellers. And within each were factions, duplicitous pawns, and so-called Spacetoid freaks making pressing announcements about the incoming asteroid, or whatever it was. Amid the clamor, natural processes kept progressing, making more and more people Spacetoid loons. Many of Pleiadian descent awoke to their starry origins, as did many others of various brothers and sisters of the sky origins. The awakening descended from pulsations of photonic energy from the sun, filtered through the cross-linked matrix strands of particulate matter. Great rumblings were felt far and wide, on the ground and within people's minds. Things shifted everywhere, and nowhere was change not felt. Issuing from the planet was a massive, "Yes, we are ready." Then the Spacetoid came. It was heralded by the appearance in the sky of a round ball of light. People and the planet and all the creatures on it doubted no longer that the day of transformation had finally arrived. Loud and fast came the cries from the hearts of men. You soon will hear them. Then long rows of modular craft raced across the sky. Quietly down they came. Very nice were the people who appeared, gracious and beautiful, people who looked just like those of Earth, but far more beautiful than any you have ever seen. Many disappeared that day, and many remained. All those who left were aware they were to leave long before. All those who remained were transformed. Some needed to malevolently scream out at those who left that they were abandoning them to a horrible death. Some addressed the brothers and sisters as deity or angelic beings. Squad men were scrambled to take up arms against them, win another war, kick some alien butt, but against them none were willing to fight. None could comprehend quite how, but these creatures sorted out who was who, and perfectly matched their frequencies to create a field of love which no weapon could combat. The nearest got the same as the furthest, and less was given to none. Dramatic, isn't it? But wait, we continue. Beautiful and orderly was the way the day unfolded. Beautiful and orderly was the way people felt in the presence of these beings. Beauty and order drew beauty and order, and chaos became dressed in royal robes of light. Laughter and singing took the place of cries for help against the darkness which was felt by all who had lost peace in those days before the Spacetoid appeared. All the scary stories were forgotten, all the monsters banished, and space offered certainty of life, love, and the light of God's real score of 9. Now, stories like this are most fanciful and need clarification to be understood. More than a few on Earth believe great changes are in the offing, and more than a few rightly believe a heavenly object will come devastatingly close to the planet, probably before our book rates #1 on the bestseller list. Often, predictions of doom are made by prophets or seers, but not very often are predictions made on drastic events by only dreamers or children. But recently you have heard just such big things being dreamt about and spoken about by our tiniest people, quite spontaneously, quite isolated from each other, quite candidly. More you will hear of soon. Other locked realities will be unlocked soon, and other openings open too. Time presses you on. Massive change occurs. People awaken, all without your normal sol being sunny quite as much. Probabilities, not rock carvings, characterize your Spacetoid saga. Great commonalities of probable future events, but no certainties nature affords. Probabilities are like dressing a person lots of ways: dresses, pants, coats, nails painted or not, magnificent or slovenly, lofty or low taste, etc. No matter how you dress, you are dressed according to decisions which are made based on beliefs, which are really thoughts, energetic patterns, and sense perception interpretations by your dimensional self in 3D. You are not, however, dressing according to Om alone. More do you perceive of Om than you realize, but less you express than you know. From Om source to 3D is a process of nature becoming more opalescent. A rather rare natural formation quietly becomes more common in the 9-strand real form of the spiritual energy known as love. Love looks like crystallized Om, not far removed from the 4-dimensional God nature of matter you call the time machine of life. Love is not a simple structure by any means, not golden only, crystalline only. Call it what you will, it defies a simplistic depiction. To rogue answers presented to the question, what is love? We say not enough has been asked, so we ask instead, how does love naturally prove its existence in all situations? For love does exist, even in the darkest of hearts, even in the cruelest of realities. And our answer is this: love takes all forms on itself and comes into its fullness by space positive and negative integrating into one wholeness, becoming itself aware of its nature as love. 5 dresses love. Nature is the wardrobe. Photons are the dresses, pants, coats, etc. No other finery does love require from nature but to shimmer in its own brilliance and reflect darling facets of itself everywhere. Love projects playfully, roughly, cruelly, joyfully according to its natural angle of reflection and its mirror's real reason for seeing. More of the map of reality can be seen in a mirror than in direct looking through a glass. Love is only a reflection of itself, growing clearer as it approaches natural knowledge of its own reality. Nature becomes more pure, as all the separate expressions which make up its projection in the 3D world aim at a common source and end. Love is the source and the end, and all the in-between. Love only goes toward itself, moving closer in a dance of never-ending replay, progressive and spontaneous in its hat of tricks. In the final tally, however, love always comes to reconciliation. Very bold projections are yet to unfold out of love, as you will soon see. As the time quickens toward the days of transformation and new old earth, 5 will be pulling clothes from nature's wardrobe, the likes of which you cannot imagine without some explanation from a higher perspective.